you won't tell us who, but have you decided on a week one start?
I got a pretty good idea, but as you guys can see with everything, I don't know our schedule a couple days from now. So I've always had a pretty good idea. But there's lots of days between now and then at every position.
You may not even be alive.
I won't say it, but that is a fact. That is a fact.
A little reminder of the joke that fell flat from Kyle Shanahan back when he said that he doesn't know that Jimmy Garoppolo is even going to be alive on Sunday. He still has Jimmy Garoppolo alive and well, Trey Lance alive and well. Peter, you were at 49ers camp, if I recall correctly, fairly early on in the process, so things have changed since then. What vibe did you pick up when you were there about this whole Garoppolo to Lance evolution/revolution?
That Trey Lance was going to have to be Patrick Mahomes to win this job, and Jimmy Garoppolo was going to have to be less than Alex Smith for Trey Lance to win this job. Because they're bringing Jimmy Garoppolo back to play for much or maybe all of this year. That was the thought process. And bring a guy who doesn't have a lot of college experience at the Division I AA level or whatever it's called now. And he doesn't have a lot of starts there, whatever it is, 16, 17. And so it's a little bit unnatural to think that just because you draft him third overall that you're going to have him start. I've thought all along since I talked to Kyle Shanahan on draft weekend, and he absolutely wanted Jimmy Garoppolo back. The only way that they were trading Garoppolo is if the Patriots offered him a 1. That's the only way. And because that never happened, the 49ers basically hang on to Garoppolo and think he's going to be their starter, at least at the start of this year.
Without naming names, let's just assume that lightning strikes somewhere for an NFL starting quarterback like it did for Teddy Bridgewater in late August of 2016. Opening the door for the Eagles to get a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick for Sam Bradford and go with then-rookie Carson Wentz, who came from the same school, frankly, coincidentally, as Trey Lance. If that would happen, and all of a sudden an opportunity arises to get a first-round pick and maybe a little bit more now for Jimmy Garoppolo, when the hay's supposedly in the barn for week one, do you think the 49ers would take it?
I doubt it. But never say never. They've got a little bit of riverboat gambler to them. And I think a lot of that, you'd have to give Kyle Shanahan sodium pentothal and say, are you convinced right now that Trey Lance, with a very, very shaky backup situation, that Trey Lance could be your guy? Of course he could be your guy, but do you want him to be your guy? There's a reason that Jed York said, all right, I'll give you $25 million. You can have that this year to pay Jimmy G. And so if you've already determined that you can do that, I think they want to have both of the quarterbacks on this team, and they want to just pick the best one as the year goes on and have the insurance that Kyle Shanahan has not had in his first 4 years.
Last point on this. I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, and if you didn't, how dare you. One of the things that I drew out of Jimmy Garoppolo's most recent press conference when he was asked about a conversation with Drew Brees, who was visiting practice. And I think the setup was comparing Garoppolo's experience now to Drew when he was with the Chargers and Phillip Rivers was there. I think Garoppolo misunderstood the question, and he answered it by saying he talked to Drew about recent experience of exiting the field for Taysom Hill. And through it all, Peter, what Garoppolo said, I got the clear vibe. He's prepared to shuttle in and out as we get a fairly healthy dose of Trey Lance as the alternative to Garoppolo at any given moment of any given game. Do you think that is how it's going to unfold if Garoppolo is still on the team?
Yes, not quite as freely 4 or 5 times a game as often happened with Trey Lance. But yes, I do think that Trey Lance comes in as a middle reliever to get out 1 or 2 batters, even though the major league rule now is you got to face 3 batters. But he comes in just for brief appearances, 1 or 2 plays, and then shuttles back out. That's what I think is probably going to happen early in the season.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.